Welcome to the ITM Podcast.
This is episode 389 of the ITM Podcast, the official Red Sox podcast of Days of Our Lives. My name is Joey Copponi. That's Scott Neville and the Boston Red Sox. They swept Rafael Devers and the San Francisco Giants and have now started a little streak, as they are known to do. How you doing, Scott?
Good. I'm better than Devers. Probably. Oh, I don't know. He makes $300 million a year, so probably not.
Yeah, it's really close. It's a little less than that, but it's really, really close to $300 million a year. And he, here's the thing. Takeaways. I know everybody's giving you their takeaways. If you're listening to this show, you've heard 25 people give you their take on how the Rafael Devers series went. And it's also been a while now as we're into the Miami Marlins series. But it was weird. Awkward. Weird. Didn't love it. Didn't love the way people handled it. I'm not surprised at the way that he handled it, which was, I don't really care. He didn't really seem emotional about anything. He was like excited to see Rafaela, excited to see Crochet. And that was kind of the end of that story. Not much to tell. It was just kind of an awkward bummer. I was like, oh, he doesn't deserve that many boos. What the fuck? And then he lost a bunch and didn't really wear it. You know, didn't look all too disappointed. I think he's used to losing. I think it sucks out there. I think that's that.
I've come to realize I don't really think Devers gives a shit. Like, period. Like, I don't think he cares about losing. I think he gets frustrated when he doesn't play well. I don't think he cares about the drama. He just seems to just worry about himself. And that couldn't be more evident of what happened last year. And who cares? He's gone.
I mean, well, that's kind of like the entire argument that the team had, right? Is that he was that selfish, doesn't.
Wow.
Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of the argument that the team made last year, right? That was the whole case that they made against Rafael Devers, was that he was, a selfish, immature player who didn't care enough, who didn't care about winning, who didn't care about team success. That's how they framed him. So I think part of us seeing him that way is that the propaganda was really strong, and it's impossible to ignore all that. It's like, what would have made him care more about, like, do we want to see him like throwing his glove down as they lose games number, like they acquire losses 89, 90, and 91 in Boston? Like, is he supposed to stand there like kicking water bottles? And I don't think so. It's not in him. It's never been him. He's lost a lot in his day. But like, I get why you're saying what you're saying, but it's also like, there's a piece of it that has to be like the propaganda has implanted itself in us that we're more prone to believing it. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. I just think like every quote he's ever had has been like, I want to hit bombs, like, get paid well. And then, he doesn't care enough about winning to switch positions because of a personal ego situation with the ownership GM. Who cares? And then now here they're like, hey, you're back in Boston. What's that like? And he's like, don't care. Like, like I said, I get really a couple people to say hi. I would say hi to a couple people. That's really it. I don't know how often he knows the score in the games he's playing. But again, I guess to your point, he played on the worst iterations of the Red Sox. And then right when they got good, the year they made the playoffs, they traded him months before they made the playoffs. And now we're going to start making the playoffs. Hopefully on a regular basis. This looks like the second year in a row that you can never guarantee anything with this 2026 roster. And then he goes to the Giants, who, when we were losing all those games, they had like 107 game season or something insane, and now they are 20 games under 500. So he's just used to losing.
He is absolutely used to losing. He flew up here at 20 years old, right? Piggybacked onto the greatest iteration of the Boston Red Sox in franchise history. He, rode, not want to say rode the coattails. Sounds like he undeservingly got there. He platooned, and he was a valuable piece of the 2018 World Series champion Boston Red Sox. And then he was on the most disappointing team of all time in 2019. And then he watched them trade Mookie Betts. And then he played under Ron Renicky. And then he had a real season in 21 that people forget the regular season was kind of just like every other 2020s team, but had a postseason literally in 2021.
Got in game 162.
Yeah. And he had a legitimate postseason run in 2021 and then missed in 22, missed in 23, missed in 24, was traded in the middle of 25 before they made it back. So, yeah, he's used to and then the Giants missed it in 2025 and are certainly going to miss in 2026. So, yeah, no, he's not a postseason, but he's not a winner yet. It's like, what is he supposed to do? It's so strange. Like, well, what is he supposed to be outraged at the idea of, does Mike Trout in 2024 go into the clubhouse and go God damn it, guys, I'm sick of this? It's like,
well, that's a guy that also doesn't care.
You think Mike Trout doesn't care about winning?
If he wanted to win, he would leave, or he would do what other big superstars do, which is force the hand of ownership.
How much of that is not caring about winning? How much of that is loyalty and being Captain America? Because that's what.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, if your objective is to win championships, you do what Ohtani did. You don't do what Trout did. We saw two superstars suit up for Anaheim, and one cared about winning and the other one said, I'll get paid a lot and stay out here. And I'm sure he would love to win with Los Angeles, but I mean, they have a 0% winning percent, playoff odds, day one.
We have a 0 winning percentage.
That's true
August.
Too.
Might as well be. Sure, it might as well be. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And then with Devers, my point isn't so much that I need to see more from him. It's not that it's just he's so laid back and whatever about everything that it's hard to believe that he cares about many things. He's just so doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't want to talk to the media. He gets frustrated when he strikes out. He throws a lot of bats, he throws a lot of helmets when he does poorly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
That's what I like to see, dude. That's what I like to see.
I don't need to. That's my point. Is I'm not even saying this is I'm just saying his whole thing. He wants to be nonchalant. He doesn't want to say oh, this really pissed me off. I had a stronger offseason. I lifted more out of I had a little more juice going into this series. He's just saying whatever. Past is past.
Side note, because he does always have something to say. I love that the Giants translator tries to put some of Rafi's tone into what he says.
Oh, what did he do?
Rafi will give an answer with some emotion,
mm-hmm.
and then the translator will kind of hype himself up a little bit and be like, no way. I don't feel that way at all.
Mm.
And it's yeah, act it out for me. You are Rafael Devers right now.
That is funny.
Put some oomph on it.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, he was asked a question in English. He answered no, and then, which is my Devers impression, no, and then the translator went no.
Good.
Which made me laugh. It's glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. I don't know what else I got for Devers thoughts. I mean, him going yard was the most predictable thing of all time. Of course, that was going to happen. The video being shown in the first inning kind of felt like a let's get it out of the way. Those always, to me, kind of feel like they do a good job, but I know how good the Red Sox video editors are, So it's that's them being well, don't try too hard. Don't kill yourself over it, make them something nice, put some music on it. Yeah, some career highlights and some champagne and then, thank you, World Series champion Devers. Yeah, don't put too much effort into it. They always just kind of feel weird to me. And then Devers, I don't know. Like you said, like it's there's an obliviousness. Like he did kind of wave at the crowd. He was like, "Okay, sure, yeah, you're playing. I'm supposed to do that. Okay." It made it feel like a one-sided beef. It really did. Like, because the crowd's booing him, he's like, "Sure, I don't know. I'm not mad
Yeah,
about
I
anything.
don't.
I'm
I
just
don't
here to
think he
play."
cares. I mean, I don't think he has resentment towards the fans. Were great to him until he became an asshole.
Gordo made a good point on Twitter, which was like he wasn't booed when he was still here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, even because he was
So it's like,
raking.
why?
He was super like he was dominating during the drama.
Yeah, and like didn't get booed, and
Well, I
then
think
after he
we.
gets traded, he gets booed. It's like,
Well,
what
I don't.
changed in there?
I've said I don't think he deserves to get booed, but I will say I at least, I think both of us ripped him pretty good a few times from spring training to June. Pretty much any time there was an iteration of this, like we were very critical of his stupid antics, but we're also, when he's on the Red Sox, you're still rooting for him to succeed. And I also wanted them to resolve it. Like, I can be critical of him being like, this was stupid, like you should just pick up the glove, but that doesn't mean I don't want you to hit 500 with 50 homers,
Of course,
like
yeah.
those are two different things. It's me being, we were critical of his actions, and I think I said, like, and we talked about, I think, like, this is the first year, like, you're not just seeing like happy-go-lucky, like Devers, like goofy, and it is like you have kind of a mixed feeling about him being just this like diva. Like, at least for me, I felt weird about it. Still rooting for him to hit a home run the same way. I didn't love Chapman when he got here, but
Yeah.
I hope he gets the save, because I'm rooting for the team here.
I think there's just a gap for me where I don't know if any of Devers' actions like surprised me. And I feel this like real gap between myself and other Red Sox fans when they talk about like being disappointed in Raffy or surprised at Raffy. It's like, what part of his what part of this drama seems out of character? Like, this is kind of who he's always been. Like,
Well,
I know he's happy-go-lucky and he's silly and goofy, but like he's also very proud, and he was always very proud. And like sometimes that manifested in him like screaming at himself, and sometimes that manifested in him getting, being really, really firm about like playing the field and playing third and giving a shit about his defense and kind of motherfucking himself and putting in a lot of extra hours at the position because he cared about his defense and he was a proud individual. So I just don't fully get this, like, wow, like I'm let down with Rafi, or I'm like disappointed and whatever. And then like there's this fake outrage that like, well, he was so willing to pick up a glove in San Francisco. Yeah. Were you shocked by that? He wasn't mad about playing first base. I'm sure he was a little insulted about it, but it was the way, and there was the manner in which it was done. It was the organization. It was him saying, "No, Boston Red Sox, I will not play your first base." That was never a question.
He's the most passive aggressive guy, in the league right now, and of course that would be the most stick it to us move you could have. But I think the biggest thing is that you don't like. You want to just like put as much of this on just like ownership and leadership as possible. I think he had a pretty hefty role in this. I don't think it had to result in a trade. I think that's insane, because my other point was, fine, let him DH and have a 950 OPS as a DH. Like, that's not a bad resolution. Which, by the way, the other thing about Devers is he has pissy fits. Those are temper tantrums don't last. If you would just let him DH the rest of the year, dealt with it in the offseason, probably would have played first base or third base again coming into this year. If you just said, "Hey, look, are we over this? Let's squash this. What do you want to do?" What I'm thinking, we have first, we have third, or it probably more likely to be like, "Hey, we think you could play first. Do you want to play first? Now,
Yeah.
I don't know. You can do that, but
How does that all play out? Yeah.
And also, I think, to be fair, that meeting in Kansas City was them saying, "I don't think we can do, like, maybe this won't be resolved with a meeting, and if you are going to stiff ownership, it's like you should get traded to a bad ballpark and lose 100 OPS for your career, like, in a way. Like, even though I'm not to say that John Henry is like, but like, he's a guy that paid you $300 million, so you have to, like, at least pretend to be respectful to him.
Yeah, I mean, that was always the downfall. There was always going to be like the example it set. Like, I think people said there are expectations that come with being the highest paid player in franchise history, and I don't know if I agree with that. But what I do know is that your actions do set a standard. Like, you are
at
looked
the time
at as
Roman, Marcelo.
Yeah, like, you are looked at as the golden child of the organization, of the franchise, in kind of like the history of the franchise in a way. Like, you're the gold standard in all settings. Like, you want it to be in all aspects. So I do understand that. If ownership came out and was like, "Hey, you can't shit on Craig," because that's what he did. He shit on Craig publicly. And John Henry and them flew out to KC to be like, "You cannot fucking do that." And I understand if, Rafi was like, "Fuck you, I speak my mind." They could be like, "Hey, look, man, respectfully, you're an overpay. You've kind of been a dick about this," which, like, I get. Like, you get to be pissy because, like, we've been kind of shitty here. But there's the line. You just found the line. We'd rather move on. Like, I get it. I do get that. Like, I don't think Devers blameless in this, and I think that's like the one place I can put something, and it would be in that meeting in KC and
Well, he
publicly talking shit about Craig.
He wouldn't be the franchise guy. He wouldn't talk to the media after a loss. Like, he wouldn't do the basic things that his best friend Xander used to do, and like, be the marketing fuel for the team as much as the guy that has to stick up after a loss and talk for his team. He was never, and it was something that, like, was repeated. Like, "Hey, they want this out of you. They want this out of you. They want this out of you." And he said, "Look, I'll make $300 million playing baseball, but I won't do the 10-minute media appearance after." And it's like, if that's the guy you're taking,
he was never going to be that.
Right. But, like, that's not okay, is what they said.
They gave him that money when he was that guy,
I don't think you knew
you can't pay me.
Was there.
If you brought me on to be a podcaster, Scott, and you paid me $300,000, let's call it $311,000, and then you were like, "Hey, bro, you didn't do a triple sow cow, you didn't do a back handspring, you didn't do any tuck and rolls," I'd be like, "Bro, I wasn't really doing gymnastics when you gave me the contract, so I didn't assume it was part of."
Come on, that's more.
It's not the same fucking thing.
A better comp would be like, "Hey, we're paying you to do the podcast, and would like you to do the ad read."
No, because that's like an integral part.
Yeah,
no, it'd be like if you were like, "Hey, I want you to also post videos on Twitter of yourself, like, reacting to home runs." It's like that. I've never done that. I didn't do that. Now it's like, why would I do that after you gave me the money?
I guess. I just think you would say in that scenario, "You know what? This 300. I mean, I guess it's fully guaranteed to him, so who cares, right?" But, like, I think in my mind, I would say, "You know what? It wasn't what we signed up for, but is it worth it to do a little bit more to make this work?" It's $311,000, which we're doing a pretty light comp here. It's $311 million, and you got to talk in front of the media for 4 minutes. And it's not that hard, by the way. You just got to go, "Yeah, no, it was a tough loss. Like, it's, we got to play better. We got to be cleaner on defense, and we'll get back tomorrow and do our best." Like, that's what he wouldn't do. That's like one of the reasons he couldn't do that, and that's one of the reasons it ended. I can't sit here and act like Devers was this, like, just screwed over superstar that did everything for the Red Sox, and now we're like they banished him for no reason. Like, he wouldn't do the most basic thing to just be the guy. And so now you don't get to be the guy. You get to go hang out on the West Coast and win 30 games and sell every deadline and play in a ballpark that couldn't be worse for you.
Yeah, but
I think it's perfect for him.
he looks good in black and orange.
I don't think he does.
You don't think so?
No, I think he looked way better in a Red Sox uniform, which may be biased, but like, you don't think he looked better in red?
I think he looks natural in black and orange, because I remember the first time I saw Bogey in Padres get up, I was like, that is incorrect. That is wrong.
Yeah.
That one really, really struck me. Mookie and the Dodgers are like, Mookie is the Dodgers personified. So like it that always made sense. It always looked correct, but yeah, this is
I don't think he looks
to that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he looks like bad. Like, I think it does fit, but I just think he looked the 11. Like, I don't know. He looked great in a Red Sox uni.
Oh, he did. He did. Don't get me wrong. He did. I think that's all the Devers thoughts that I got for maybe the rest of my life.
Hopefully.
This did really feel like the closing of a chapter. You know, it did.
Yeah.
It felt like we don't need to keep looking over the trade. I don't know how many more times we have to do the thing that we just did right now.
Sure, a couple more.
I'm sure a couple more, but it feels like right now,
yeah,
we don't need to do it again. The Mookie trade will always be a topic of conversation, but I feel like the Devers trade, just because of the way things have gone since for the Red Sox and the way things have gone for the Giants since, it's kind of played out.
Put him on the
we
trade
got
block.
to see how the story went. They put
Giants put him on the trade block, and the Red Sox, though it took some time and it was a very roundabout way, ended up with, in some metrics, a better third baseman.
Ain't that the truth?
If you're a war truther or you believe in defense, and watch the games.
Or read numbers.
Yep. There's a few different ways to determine Durbin's significantly increased value over Devers, without even getting to the fact that he is going to allow for other moves to be made because he is significantly cheaper.
Yeah, and for a long time he's going to be cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Until he's not. Until Caleb Durbin becomes the highest paid Boston Red Sox player of all time.
And you know what? When he does, he'll do the post-game interview.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Him, yes.
Boston Red Sox are 5-1 in their last 6 coming into the Marlins series. Game 1 of the Marlins series is on right now as we are talking. It is the bottom of the 4th. So things will change. Any breaking news we will react to in real time here. But Scott, there was this odd skid after the mortality of the Boston Red Sox came to light, and they lost that A's series, and the Jays series, and then the Pirates series.
Oof.
Yes,
that's just a tough sentence.
A's, Jays, Pirates is what they lost. There's been this stretch now with there's this weird like waiting lobby that I would call this little stretch here. It's the waiting room that is D-backs, Giants, Marlins, and it's almost like the get right vestibule waiting room area, because on the other side of this you got Yankees, Mariners, Orioles, who matter, Angels, Royals, Rangers, Rays, if you want to keep going. It gets real. It gets real from here basically through the rest of the season, Scott. It's just run through the whole season. It's Yankees, Mariners, Orioles, Angels, Royals, Rangers, Rays, Guardians, Cubs.
Feels pretty light to me.
Feels pretty light. It's light because it's the American League, but that's pretty much a preview of anybody you could see and will see, other than the Chicago White Sox, who you did just see and you did sweep. So
twice.
Yeah, swept the whole season series from. You've not lost a game to the Chicago White Sox this year, so that would be pretty cool to be able to take them on, but that would require falling a couple of spots. Scott, are we seeing a surge coming into this final month of the season? Are we going to see the July Sox, or are we going to see this very, very small sample size that we've seen, in the middle of post run here? This struggle Sox.
Genuinely, I don't think we will ever see anything like the July Red Sox ever again in our entire lifetimes, which is insane. But it's statistically likely. The last time the Red Sox did it, in some metrics, was never. In some metrics, was the 1940s. So, no. But I do think you could see a team that wins 7 of 10, like I've been saying. Can you win 7 of 10? Consistently, like I do think they'll be in that world. That's what I expect to see, unless they just call up Story and just have him play every day, which I'm sure we'll get to.
Yeah, it is on the docket. But I mean, the idea of playing 600 ball the rest of the way through those teams,
600
realistic.
I think 600 is realistic. I think 700 is realistic.
Unfortunately, Scott, I'm with you. Unfortunately, Scott, I also have this faith that says they very much can go the rest of this season looking like they did in July. I don't mean winning, I don't mean playing 850 ball, but I mean looking like a damn good team, looking like probably the best team in the American League. From here to October.
What's a team you're worried about not going 2 out of 3 on? The Yankees is valid and the Cubs is valid. You could have concerns for those series. I don't think they're terrifying opponents. Who else? Guardians? What are they doing this year? Not much.
They do what the Guardians do.
Yeah, they're fine. You're not worried about the Royals. You're not worried about the Orioles. Like, the Rangers aren't anything special. The Mariners aren't anything special. Like, who are you? Like, you just have to win 2 out of 3 for the majority of those. That's 600 to 700 win ball. That's 670 right there. Why can't you do that the rest of the season?
Well, you know what the Red Sox can do the rest of the season?
Tell me.
13 more. There are 15 more home games at Fenway Park. There are 13 more giveaway nights.
Wow.
They have backloaded
some stuff.
They've backloaded a lot of stuff here. So this is something that I wanted to let the people know about. This is just going in chronological order here. You've got backyard baseball night.
Sick. That's cool.
Yep, with I almost want to say Pablo Lopez, but that's not his name. What's his name? Pablo Sanchez. Pablo Sanchez, David Ortiz, dual bobblehead.
David Ortiz used to be in those games.
Yeah, it's like backyard baseball style David Ortiz too. And if you miss that for some reason, come to the Angels game, you'll get a David Ortiz Patriots jersey.
Wait, what's up?
A David Ortiz Patriots jersey.
Okay.
Come the next night for the 8th, they have some podcasts. They're doing something. They're giving away. They're honoring one of the sections in the grandstands or something.
It's weird.
And then after that, on the 9th, is a teeny hat ticket special, which is you get a martini glass hat. They got the City Connect hot dog hat giveaway, which is the city, like the Green Monster green hat, covered in hot dogs. That's cute. That's something. You got kids around the bases. You got Japanese celebration night. You've got Hispanic heritage night. You've got a tote bag. You've got Love is Blind night.
That's gonna be sick. What's the giveaway
Love
for
is
that
Blind.
one? Love?
It's a cup.
Okay. That's cool too.
And then you end the season on my birthday, Iron Flame Day. I think that's a Game of Thrones thing. The Game of Thrones giveaway on Bregman Return Day Game 162, my 31st birthday.
You're so old.
Jackson Kelly has been a co-host of this podcast once. He hosted an episode of this show. It's his 32nd birthday today.
Wow. That guy's really, really old, wherever he is.
Probably laying down.
Yeah. Got off his
Icing
wheelchair.
His back, maybe. Yeah. We went to do shots last night, and we poured them, looked at him, and said, nah.
That's crazy.
For his birthday, we looked at him, we were like, bro, I can't tell you how much I don't want to do this. And we were like, yeah, why are we doing it? Yeah, we poured it back into the bottle. Back up on the shelf.
That's yikes. That's a big time yikes for me.
Yeah. Speaking of yikes, how about Trevor Story, man? Give us the latest on Trevor Story, Scott, because there are headlines that pop up every, I want to say 11 seconds.
Yeah.
And they contradict each other. They don't necessarily say the same thing. They open the door to other stories. But what do you got? What do we? That's a little pun there.
Let's not. I get it, Joey. Let's not use narratives. Let's use numbers. So he has 4 hits in 21 at bats in AAA, which is good for a 190 batting average. You might ask, what's his on base percentage, Joey?
Yeah, what's his on base percentage, Joey?
No, well, 190. And you might
190. Oh,
you
so
might
no
ask
hits,
Joey,
so no walks?
Yep. And then you might ask Joey what his OPS might be.
Joey, what's his OPS?
190. So
wow.
Yeah.
So he's got 4 singles.
Yep.
That wouldn't be his OPS. No, his OPS would be 380.
Oh. You're right. His slug is 190. That's what I got wrong.
Yeah.
So shouldn't ask Joey. That was stupid. And then
380 OPS.
Yep, which is stellar. He has 5 strikeouts to 1 RBI, no walks, and he doesn't look great, Joseph. He doesn't look great. I have a solution.
Let's hear it, man.
Option number 1, shut him down.
Perfect.
That's not realistic.
I like that one. I don't want to hear option 2. Let's do that one. Shut him down. I agree,
but there is an option that's not as painful that is more realistic, which is let him get another week in AAA, which I think is viable given his performance. And if you look into some of the details, he's not exactly swinging at strikes here. Number 2 is you wait until September 1st, wait till the roster's expanded to 28 people, and then he's your 28th man on the roster. He's there. You let him come in the big leagues. He makes $20 million a year, whatever. It's stupid. Who cares? And you use him as a pinch runner, and you play him sometimes. And that's really all I got because it looks like he's pretty done for right now. And maybe he can get a couple of pinch hit at bats, and you hope he does something magic. But that's probably the safest option.
Now, one of the big counter arguments of shutting him down is that
from other
with
teams.
Rafael Devers gone.
From other teams, I assume. I assume that's where the opposition is.
No,
to
like an internal
get him in.
reason you might not want to. Remember how you were saying like they wanted Rafael Devers to be the guy? He was never the guy. All that.
Yeah.
Trevor Story is known as the guy sometimes, and some kids really love watching him. And I brought one here to talk about Trevor Story. Do you want to? I have a question for you. Can I ask you a question? Okay. How would you feel if Trevor Story never played for the Red Sox again?
I would actually think that would actually be bad.
That would be bad.
I thought he would be dead.
Okay. Okay, he thought he would be dead.
Okay, so people would worry about his health.
People might think he's dead.
Okay, that's good. I hadn't thought about that.
And that's why I brought this kid on the show, because I heard him say that on the street, and I said, "Can you say that into a microphone for me?" So
you took him.
Here he is.
Check out the YouTube to see the kid that Joey stole.
Why are you taking me into a YouTube video?
Why am I putting you in a YouTube video? Because you walked in the room while I was recording. Can you go downstairs and I'll be done in a few? Yeah. Thank you, man. My son, everybody, playing the role of a random child. Yeah, I think we've covered a little bit about the storyline that Trevor will need to earn back his spot. It's a conversation, man. It's a conversation whether or not Trevor will be in a position where he has to earn his spot back. I'll tell you this, though. Hitting 190 in AAA is not going to cut it. The Red Sox are not so desperate so as to let Trevor get right up here. We're trying to win ball games.
There's no time. Yeah, you don't have time. There's no reason to do it. He's not really shown that he's better than anyone on this roster. Like, you could say like he's been hurt, but and you could say it's only been 21 at bats in AAA. Like, we don't have time to gamble. What the biggest thing is the major league roster is working. So you got to show us why we should tweak that. Why would we tweak a roster that's winning?
The one counter argument is that Monasterio has been big struggling, especially over the last 10, 15 games. Over the last 15 games, he's rocking a 470 OPS. So if that trend continues where Monasterio is really struggling and Trevor Story starts to look like Trevor Story again, that's great. But there's a pretty large preponderance of evidence that points to Trevor Story needing a little bit to get going. And you don't have 20 games to give Trevor Story to get going right now. You don't.
I mean, last year he was healthy, and it took him till June.
Yeah. So, is depth a good thing? Yeah. Is Trevor Story and his experience and his leadership and all that good to have? Yeah. But, I ain't holding my dang breath.
I am holding my breath. I'm going to be really nervous if they call him up before September 1st.
How nervous are you going to be?
4.
You going to cry?
No, that'd be like 7. Dummy.
Like 4 is pretty close to 7.
Not really.
We got like 4 or 5, and then
you got multiple numbers in between.
Like
5 and 6.
Yeah, I guess.
What do you mean? Yeah, I guess. What? Do you have anything else?
No.
We gotta do a pitching preview.
Yeah, so it's Ranger and Sandy right now,
right?
In the bottom 5. You guys.
Where do you think it
going.
goes? How do you think Ranger does through 4 2/3?
How do I think he does? A little bit of traffic, but Oh man, man, he's got to get, he's going to get outs. He might even get through 5.
Yeah, how many runs?
Max 2, maybe 3, probably more like 1. Peyton Tolley versus TBD on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, Sonny Gray versus Ryan Gusto. Ryan Gusto has a 4.37 ERA. He has 51 Ks on the year, which would tell you hasn't gotten too much work. He has made 12 starts for 57 2/3 innings. His ERA this year, as I mentioned, is 4.37. His career ERA, 5.20. 5.20. He is 27 years old. He looks 68.
Okay.
Scott, can I send you a photograph without you looking?
You were going to send it to me. You don't want me to look.
I don't want you to look at anything until you look at the photo I just sent you.
Got it. Am I allowed to look now?
Yes.
Okay.
How old's that guy?
Ooh.
Yeah.
At least Jonathan Papelbon's age.
Yeah, that man's retired. Congratulations to Ryan Gusto for being retired for 10 years now. At least in that one photo.
Wow, we are the same age somehow.
Yeah, something about when he's pitching, he looks crazy. I think it's like his jawline disappears. His chin and his jaw disappears.
He pushes all the air out into his jaw. I think Ranger gets through at least 5 of 1-run ball in game 1.
I agree. Bold, but I agree.
A little bit of traffic through 5, but he gets out of it largely.
A little bit of traffic.
I'm sure the Red Sox score at least a run in that time frame, so it's probably going to be like fine.
It'll probably be like fine.
Yeah.
Predictions for this series, Scott?
Like I said, I'm giving out a lot of good ones and a lot of specific ones. But so far, I think Jarren Duran scores in game 1. I think Mickey's got a big hit involved in game 1, probably a double, dead center. And then I think you probably just sweep the Marlins, who are low key like kind of decent, but you probably just sweep them because why not?
I think they win 2 out of 3. I think they drop a weird one here. We put out a YouTube video the other day about Mickey Gasper, saying has Mickey Gasper earned a spot here? And it's kind of a salacious headline. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Right now, he's just kind of on this crazy hot streak. Ride it. That's how the Red Sox win. A guy comes out of nowhere, Merrimack, New Hampshire, and then shows up, shows out, and you leave him until he burns out. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, Carlos Narvaez.
That's the Chad way.
Yes. That's the Red Sox way. That's the Chad Sox for you. So shout out Mickey Gasper for being the Chad Sox MVP right now. Any thoughts you got to empty out of that brain of yours, bro? Don't think too hard.
I got one. Well, dude, come on. I got one.
All right. Okay.
We have a weird reporting issue with our analytics, which I'm not going to get into too much. But I have this weird theory that if people rate and review the podcast, it might send some signals to the people at Apple and let them know that we don't have 0 downloads every single day.
That would be humongous. That's a really great idea, man. Specifically on Apple.
Because they're looking at our podcast.
They need a little wake up call.
They're trying to figure out why our reporting says we lost about 99% of viewership, and then they're asking us questions like, well, what were your views this time last year? And it's like, oh, so last year this baseball podcast in August from July didn't drop off 99%. We actually, if you're curious, had a 1.38% variance between July and August last year. So I don't think we lost 99% of our audience. And if you could help me prove that point so they could dig a little further, which they seemingly are doing, but anything would help, that would be nice. We're trying to get...
just some reviews about how much you love to listen to the ITM on the Apple Podcast app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going after
cool.
We're going after big podcasts right now.
And if you have us on Spotify, make sure you download our episodes. That helps us out. Just follow us on there and set the downloads to auto and whatever. It would be a big help. We would appreciate that a lot. And head on over to the YouTube. We are approaching our 1,000, which means we're going to be giving away some Red Sox tickets very soon. So get on over there if you haven't already and enter for a chance to win 2 tickets to a Red Sox game of your choosing. There's only so much time left in the season. Got to get in there fast. And a couple of thoughts I wanted to empty out of my fucking brain. Is that okay? Can I do that?
Yeah, just don't take too long.
I love Peyton Tolley. I hope that the Major League Baseball stops exploiting him for his dead mom. I hope
weird.
That people stop sticking him in front of a camera and saying, cry about your mom. I really hope people stop doing that. I know he loves talking about her, and anytime on his terms, whatever, obviously. It's great. It's cool. It's like he's more human than anybody. The stories he tells about her are very humanizing to her, and she sounds like a great lady. He's a great storyteller. He's an emotional man in this great wholesome way. And something feels really slimy about sticking him in front of a camera and being like, "Talk about your mom again."
Why do they?
I hope they stop doing that.
Why do they keep doing that with polarizing Red Sox players?
Yeah, like oversized, polarizing Red Sox players that they are like, "Hey, talk about your dead mom for a little bit." I don't know. I wish they'd stop doing it. I wish they would stop doing it.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's just the way it is, pimp. That's just the way it is. And that's all I got. So we will see you guys after this thrilling. Last final little thought. The Wilson Contreras homer was over 450. That's just wrong. That's a guess. The fact that it's also such a round number and they were like, oh, that was 450. No, it wasn't. That was 478. That was a fucking monster shot. I just had to throw that out. When I heard 450, I was like, that's wrong. That didn't track. And they said 450. Anyhow, we will see you guys after this thrilling 3-game set. Well, the second 2 games of a 3-game set against the Miami Marlins. For Scott Neville and Joey Copponi, go Sox, kid.